guys a quick and simple dehydrated meal. What you're going to need is a can of your favorite chili. I get this at Trader Joe's. It's a turkey chili. So out of one can, I've got 2 trays. Now you want to make this really thin. It's just doing its deal. And I've got it set to the highest temperature. Now I'm going to run this for 8 to 12 hours depending, and I'm going to check it, and I'll actually flip up some of that stuff, move it around, just kind of break it up as it starts to go through its cooking process. Here's another one. This is just my spaghetti and marinara sauce. Pour it right onto the wet pan. So now I got 2 meals going. Actually, this is going to be a total of 4. Now with the pasta, you do have to cook it. Just cook it like you would normally cook it. It's been about 2 hours. You can see the pasta is really starting to dry well. We'll check the, by the way, you want to keep your hands really clean. I wash my hands before I touch any of this food. That's very important, no bacteria. The sauce is starting to go really well. Okay, and here's the chili. You can see everything is really starting to come along nicely. Okay, I've removed the pasta and I put it in this baggie. I've broken this up by taking a book and crushing it. And I do the same thing with the sauce. I pull it out and you can see it, I'm breaking it up also. The idea is to cut the seal meal bags so that they'll fit inside this cozy. I go 6.5 inches and I'll cut it straight. I like this one because it has a button where I can activate the heat unit right away. Now you can see I have a nice seal right there. I'm going to go one more time because I'm anal toning. Say that's about even. You're probably asking the question, well, why do you do it separately? I just find it works better. Now we're going to put these over here, and we're going to seal this. Now, like I said, I have another sealer meal that it just constantly keeps sucking, and it pops holes in the bag. I like this one because you can tell it when to start the heat sealing process. I push the button immediately. I'm not trying to get the air out at this time. I'll show you why in a second. Okay. Releases all by itself. You can see there's our seal. I'm going to do one more just for the halibut. No fish. Okay. Here's the situation, guys. This right here is going to go inside here. It fits in there perfectly, as you can see, right? Now I don't have the air taken out, and I don't need all this bag because when you're eating out of this bag, you only want it to come about maybe that far high. Okay, so you can see there's about 8 inches. I gotta sharpen that blade. Okay, so now you can see. Okay, there's the bag open. Bring over my seal meal again. Now, this is the trick right here. You gotta get everything off of it so that there's no debris that's plugging it. I'm gonna get in the way. Now, this is going to draw all the air out. If I let this continue to draw all the air out, because this is so dry and brittle, it'll pop holes in the bag. So the idea is to just let it draw just enough air out and then seal it. So watch what I'm going to do. Now, before it gets too intense, too much, where it's popping holes in the bag, I hit that button to seal it. So now you can see we have a double seal pretty much all the way around. One of my most favorite things is shepherd's pie. So what I'll do is I'll just take the ground beef, I'll dry it. See, I dated that. That's old. I gotta eat that. But it lasts a long time in the freezer. I got lots of ground beef. I take the dehydrated instant potatoes. I'll mix that up and I'll make myself a nice shepherd's pie. Okay, this is the beef stew that I made 1108. Right? We got some years on it. How long it can hold up for. Put my bag in here. Set it. Open it up. You guys see in there? Okay, this is beef stew. Now, of course, I'll be using a different stove. I'm going to pour my water in. It's about 1/4 inch above it. With beef stew, you don't want to go too much. I'm going to go about 1/2 inch to 1 inch above. You can always add hot water later, which is a good idea, but this is plenty to rehydrate. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to wrap it 1, 2, 3, even 4 times, and I'm going to put my little clip on it, put it down in here. Now, Okay. And now we're going to do this for 10 minutes. We're just going to let that sit here, just like that. Keep it in the upright position so it won't leak out. Okay, well that's doing its deal. I put everything in a regular baggie, a freezer bag, and I seal it up just to the point about here. And then I do my own vacuum thing. I go. And I seal it that way. Now here are all my dehydrated meals, all packed away, and they're going to go in the freezer. A little double protection, and like I said, this has been about 11 minutes. Oh, it smells so good. Beef stew. But like I said, you can fold this back, little Velcro thing. I got these tabs, by the way, at the dollar store. Dollar store, Walmart, you know me by now, right? Okay, anyway, so, and I like to have it this length because if the bag is too long, you're reaching too far in there, so that's why I cut it the length that I do. They're so hot. Oh my gosh, it's still really super hot. Can you see the steam coming off? And seriously, I'm not joking. This is just as good, and it tastes just like, you know, I'm going to shut up and I'm going to eat. This is amazing. Now, the trick to rehydrating your food is to chopping it really fine. This is not the same texture that you would have at home. So you got to get around that. It's like, oh, you know, not big chunks of beef, not big chunks of carrots and potatoes and, you know, whatever else. You got to chop it fine so it dehydrates quickly and hydrates quickly. Again, it's kind of like, consider it the kind of food you're going to eat when you get my age. Old man food. You have to chew as much. All right, you're going to ask, how'd you make that thing? It's nothing more than one long piece of windshield material, and all I did was I used very strong packing tape. Don't cheapen and get the crummy stuff. Use the good UV resistant strong packing tape, and I just placed it on this seam here. This is just one continual length. Whatever you decide to do, make sure that you design it around your bag. It really works good. And these are just little Velcro stick-ons, of course, again, to close it while it's sealing. And when you flip it over, I have one on the back side to keep the flap out of your way. So, see, I'm sorry. And so when you're eating out of it, it's out of the way. And that's Big T's Cozy Pot thingamajigger, or whatchamacallit. Works pretty doggone good. What do you think?
A really great book for backpacking, making your own stuff, dehydrated style. I'm making no sense today. It's called The Backpacking Gourmet. It's awesome. Check it out.
Yeah. Live long and prosper.